is false. Can you do that? Okay. Listen carefully. This is my statement. In 1924, right now it's 2024, about 100 years ago, 1924, Lokmanya Tilak, Swatantradev Savarkar, Mahatma Gandhi, they came together in Pune, India, and discussed about how to get the freedom from British for 3 hours. True or false? False. Okay, just raise your hand. How many of you think is false? Very good. How many of you think is true? Okay, I won't hold that against you. Now please tell me why it is false.
Because Lokmanya Tilak passed away in 1920.
Very good. Everyone understand? Okay. Give him a big hand. See, remember, this is how academia works with it. So someone simply knows the basics. They will say this is not possible because Lokmanya Tilak was not there. And you know, I ask these questions in the academia, and you know what they do? They just go, but you know, considering the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi, I'm not so sure. Right? That's why they write long papers, long theses, and so on. Okay. Thank you for doing that. This is a decisive evidence. The decisive evidence is the fact that Lokmanya Tilak passed away in 1920. Period. I don't need to know anything else. You get an idea? That's the kind of evidence we are going to look at from Mahabharata and Ramayana. It just tells us Mahabharata is not possible before this day. Mahabharata is not possible after this day. Same thing for Ramayana. Okay? Next. Okay. This is a Canadian thing, by the way. This is a Canadian discovery. I was doing my master's, just finishing my master's at University of Alberta, Edmonton, in chemical engineering. And I had some time before my defense of my thesis. So I went to the Indian section of library, pulled the Bhishma Parva of Mahabharata, and I wanted to find out, as a 22, 23-year-old, I wanted to find out where is Bhagavad Gita in Mahabharata. But I didn't go that far. When I opened Bhishma Parva, started reading Adhyay 1, Adhyay 2, Adhyay 3, something very fascinating, unknown to me, I came across. There were series of descriptions, astronomy descriptions describing the sky a day before the Mahabharata war. Okay? And there was one shlok, one verse that fascinated me. That was that verse there, Arundhati walking ahead of Vasishtha. Everyone knows Sanskrit, right? So you know. Ya Chaisha Visuta Rajas Trailokya Sadhu Samata Arundhati Taya Pesha Vasishtha Prushtata Ruta. Okay, in a simple language, you can actually all understand. If you speak one Indian language, if you spend some time, you will understand Sanskrit. But because of time, I will just fast forward. Vyasadeva is telling Dhritarashtra, the blind king, if you remember, he's saying, my dear king, think if we can stop the war. Among the many things I am seeing in the sky, that star Arundhati, not Lady Arundhati, on the ground. Anyone Arundhati there? No, okay. You can pretend. That Lady Arundhati, meaning Star Arundhati, is walking ahead of Vasishtha. Vasishtha is behind her. And why such a big deal? The big deal is similar to Lokmanya Tilak discussion. Because if you go tonight and at night you look at the sky, everyone knows Saptarshi, the 7 stars, the 4 stars and the handle or the tail. Tail has 3 stars. The middle star is a Vasishtha. In Indian astronomy, modern astronomy, Nisa. Next to that is a small star is Arundhati. Okay, in the modern astronomy Alcor. If you see tonight, you are going to see Vasishtha is ahead, Arundhati is walking behind. Like you look at the north direction, and they will come in the northeast, and they go like this anti-clockwise, and Vasishtha is ahead, Arundhati is behind. Vyasa is saying exactly opposite. So I asked myself the question, why would Vyasa write something like this? And that's when the Shraddha comes in picture. So I said, okay, assuming what Vyasa is saying is true, and why would we just say otherwise? It is not benefit to him writing something fancy. And I said, okay, I have got 2 weeks before the defense of my thesis, and any engineers in the crowd, raise your hand. Okay, I'm going to give out a secret about engineers, especially when we are young and we got our degree, we feel very confident, we can do anything in the world, right? I felt the same way. In fact, I felt I can finish this problem in 2 weeks, like 15 days. I did solve the problem, therefore I am standing in front of you and talking to you. But it took me 15 years. just to solve this one verse. From 1994 to 2009. But when I finally did figure it out, this is the gold it gave us. Okay, go next. Okay, if you can see on the screen, I will not go into the technicality of astronomy. It said